Temporary residence card in Vietnam. If a foreigner have been sponsored work permit in Vietnam to work or he/she decides to set up a company in Vietnam, he/she could be granted temporary residence card in Vietnam to live in Vietnam instead of applying and renewing business or travel visas every 3 months. Procedures to prepare for temporary residence card in Vietnam. Subjects to be granted temporary residence card in Vietnam: members of foreign representative agencies and their accompanying relatives, father, mother, wife, husband, children under 18 years old. Foreigners who work with the Institute of the Supreme People's Procuracy, the Supreme People's Court, the ministries, ministerial level agencies, agencies attached to the government and people's committees of provinces and cities directly under the central government and the central offices of mass organizations. Foreigners who work in projects already approved by competent state agencies licensed in Vietnam. Foreigners who work with businesses in Vietnam has the work permit valued more than 1 year. Persons on the payroll of foreign representative offices and branches of economic organization, culture and other professional organizations of foreign non-governmental organizations based in Vietnam. Foreigners staying in Vietnam for other purposes. The dossiers for application of temporary residence card in Vietnam. A written request of agencies, organizations, and individuals offering, guarantee, and propose for temporary residence card. 01 Declaration of information of foreigners who apply for temporary residence, with photos and sealed by the agency or organization. A written request for temporary residence card, Form N7A, a declaration about foreigners applying for temporary resident card, Form N7B. 2-3x4 cm size photographs. 1 copies of passport, valid visa, immigration cards, bring original for comparison. 1 copies or photo, bring the original for comparison, proof of purpose to stay in Vietnam. As the case requires appropriate documents, investment licenses, permits the establishment of enterprises, work permit in Vietnam, certificate of board members, and permits the establishment of representative offices, marriage/birth registration. Implementing agencies for temporary residence card in Vietnam. Immigration Management Department, police provinces and cities directly under the central government. Implementation time for temporary residence card in Vietnam: 5 to 7 days. How immigration and employment lawyers in Vietnam could help. It takes time to prepare the documents in the correct ways. We help the client saves time and cost by providing professional advice and representation. ANT Lawyers Law Firm is a law firm in Vietnam with offices in Hanoi, Da Nang, and Ho Chi Minh City. Our immigration and employment lawyers in Vietnam help the client comply with the laws while doing business in Vietnam.